Okay, this is Glenn Fordcamp with Gamer Headquarters, and we were speaking with.
Alex Ruchevsky with Star Crusade.
Okay, and you're going to run us through a demo of Star Crusade and show us all about how it works then?
Definitely will do, Glenn. So, Star Crusade is a collectible card game set in the sci-fi universe, and let's just get into and check out some of the factions that we got. We've got 6 factions that you can play out of the box. They have the basic archetypes that the traditional CCGers are used to: control, rush, mid-range, combo, what have you. But each one of them has their own completely unique flavor and a sort of set of mechanics that only go with that faction. In our game, you have faction-specific cards, faction-specific modules, and neutral cards, and I'm going to show you a few of these. So one of the distinctions of the game is that you can make decks that are between 40 cards and 25 cards in size. So, for instance, this hierarchy we're looking at, it says 40 because you have 40 cards in the deck, but also that means that you're going to start out with 40 health points for your commander. This other one, this Ajurgag, for instance, 25 cards in the deck, which means you'll be able to find the cards that you need faster, but you start out with 25 health.
Right.
So when you create your decks, you got to be careful because you're going to be facing all kinds of opponents.
Okay.
And you need to be ready for anything. You need to be ready for a big, long decks that got a lot of health and fast ones. It creates a new angle to the deck creation. Then beyond that, we've got, I'll show you a few more of these factions, the Terrans and the Shanti, who mutate and do biological weaponry.
Okay.
So beyond that, we've got the module system, where each faction has their own modules that they can do. For example, this is a module of the Shanti Active Genome. Draw a random unit card from your deck, and it gains additional text. So certain modules will impact certain parts of the game.
Okay.
And each player, in each deck, you can bring up to 3 modules that are on top left of your screen right now, and your deck list, which is happen to be 25 cards here, and 3 modules. If you want to bring less modules, you just take it out, and you got these fusion reactors in instead. If you bring only 1 module, for every missing module, you're going to get +1 energy per turn. Energy is the secondary resource of the game, which I'll show you when we'll do a match right now. So we can jump into a practice match. Let's take the Shanti. It's kind of a difficult example because it's got a lot of more advanced mechanics, but we'll hopefully walk you through them here.
Okay.
So the game starts, we get an extra card because we're going second, and we get an extra card because we happen to have less cards than our opponent. We have 25 in the deck, the opponent has 30.
Okay.
So we're going to mulligan a few of these out. We're going to leave these, and we're going to leave our early game units. Let's get familiar with our modules. So the first module that we've got is Precordian Symbiote. It allows us to damage our own commander and gain 8 energy right away. Why do we need that? Because we can use it on this module, which is Spontaneous Replication, which costs 9 energy, and it allows us to essentially whittle down the enemy forces or mutate our own forces depending on what we need. So let's play it out. So first we're going to play the Infected Militia here. Its text is mutate, destroy Infected Militia, and deploy 2 brood eggs. So we're going to play that, we're going to end our turn. As you can see, we got some cards that use mutate, like the Brood Mother.
Okay.
Liquefy, destroys the unit with mutate. And we've got, for instance, the Spine Spitter, split 3 damage, 5 if you control an Aberration. Aberration is a type of unit. You can see the red tag, and on the bottom it says Aberration. So first we're going to clear the enemy unit, and the second thing we're going to do is, so that gave us 1 energy because we destroyed an enemy unit. Now we're going to use our first module and hurt ourselves and get 8 energy, which gives us the 9 energy we need to mutate our Infected Militias. Let's go ahead and do that. So while we mutated it, we activated its text, it spawned 2 brood eggs, and it also gave us a 1/1 spawn rate.
Okay.
We still have 1 supply. We can deploy if we want. We have natural selection, so we're not going to do anything. We have this passive module. It's called Natural Selection. If you control 3 or more aberrations, one of them mutates at the end of turn. So right now we do have 3 aberrations. Let's see if we can get an auto mutate. And we did. So we caught the automatic mutate at the end of the turn.
Okay.
So this deck, as you can see, is set up to be really, really fast.
Yeah.
If everything works well, it's going to go fast. We can continue basically damaging ourselves, getting 8 energy. It doesn't give us quite as much as we need, but we can get 1 more, hopefully. Oh no, that Eridani recruit actually had 0 supply cost, so we got no energy from him. So we can do this. We can get the sergeant that bumps up our energy. which allows us through initiative to bump up our supply. To 3 now, we're going to play the Chimera. Chimera is a text which destroys itself at the end of your turn unless you mutate it to nullify it, or you nullify it another way. Nullify it means remove the card text. So we can mutate it like so. It nullified, so it's going to stay alive. We get another changeling, and we end the turn. It's a very aggressive play style. We've got also the Conclave Stalker here. When you mutate him, you get 3 energy. But we're just going to continue playing Infected Militia. Okay. And continue to damage ourselves. I mean, we're getting dangerously close to a kind of kill rate here, but we're hoping that we can finish off our opponent with superior forces. Let's go ahead and mutate this guy. So we've now filled the board. We've filled the board up. We can continue to do this. And now we're going to just start from here on in. We're just going to go and hit the opponent's face as much as possible. So as an example, the opponent has only 1 module. He has 2 fusion reactors. These fusion reactors give him a bunch of energy, 1 energy at the end of turn. So see, he's now got 16 energy, so he could use it on certain cards that have an energized mechanic tied to them. Right. We need to get through these screens, so we could just use our Spine Spitters, because we do have an aberration, so it's going to clear the majority of them. I didn't play that correctly. I should have done a little bit different, but anyway, we're going to throw away 1 changeling. We're going to mutate 1 of them. And we're going to mutate another 1 of them, because we got Minerva Spores, and settle. So that kind of gives you an idea of a certain particular type of playing style. There's many others, because each faction's got their own modules, their own faction-specific cards, and so there's a lot of different stuff you can do. Let's see if we can finish them off here. We have a card called Genetic Trigger. So this is an example of an energized mechanic in play. So the Genetic Trigger will mutate all units, but if you energize 6, all friendly aberrations also get +1/+1. We've got 4 energy right now, so we need 2 more. So we're going to kill this Terminator. Actually, I shouldn't have even done that. I should have just mutated myself. We're going to play Genetic Trigger. We're going to choose the Energize option. Throw everyone, and hopefully that'll put us over the top. That's just enough. And that's the game. Okay. So that's the example of the game. We have ranked modes where you can try to rank up. We have different seasons. We have seasons of different lengths. We've got missions. You could get credit rewards for doing all kinds of things like ranking up or playing against your friends or what have you. And we've got raid mode, which is a draft mode where you choose your cards, choose your modules, and go from there and compete versus other players. So we've got a pretty small but healthy community. This is the first time we're kind of releasing the game to the public. Right, okay. It's only available right now on Steam through early access on PC, but it's coming to iOS and Android within a few months. Okay. And it'll be cross-compatible, play from whatever device you want on 1 account. It'll save all your data. Oh, excellent. And we're not going to be doing any more wipes. So, as far as do you have any other like classes in the making right now that they're going to add more? Yes. So we've got the 7th faction right now we're working on are the Vraxians. You can see them already now in some of the neutral cards. Like you can find the Vraxians. There's a few of them. So we're going to add a separate class for them. Let's see if I can find a few of these guys. Oh yeah. So there's the Pack Master. The Vraxian. There's probably a few more of them here in the neutrals. Yeah, like there's the Vraxian Headhunter. And there's our favorite Vraxian Raiders. Most of the Vraxians are mercenary, which is a type